Hello and welcome to week 11 of NUR 1000. This week will be a little bit different from previous weeks. Normally we have some recordings, a discussion board, an activity or two. And this week, this is the only recording you're going to hear. And then you're going to have one activity that you'll need to complete by Sunday. But the majority of the time dedicated for the class this week is going to be working on your group project. So let's look over your week 11 expectations. You're currently listening to your week 11 greeting, and the only assignment that you actually have due is the activity, the group project plan that's due by Sunday. So when you're on your home screen of Canvas for the NUR 1000 course, if you go to modules, let's see what comes up here if it lets me. There, made it a little wider. So if you go to modules from your home screen, under the important information module, you will have a project description for your group project that is going to be due April 13th, and you also have a rubric for the project. So let's first look at the project description. Okay, for this project description, students are going to create a recorded presentation of the following. So it's an online course. In the past, when I had this course as a seated course, students would do a little presentation in class. But since we're online, students are submitting recorded presentations. So you're going to work with your assigned peer or peers to present the following. 1A, you're going to be assigned an NCLEX client needs category. So you're going to utilize the NCLEX RN test plan and research, it's not a whole bunch of research, but look into the NCLEX client need category that's assigned to you. Secondly, you're going to explain which end of program student learning outcomes relate to the assigned NCLEX client needs category. End of program student learning outcomes are listed in every course syllabus, including the NUR 1000 syllabus. And then finally, you're going to provide your peers with 4 NCLEX style questions that provide an opportunity to utilize the test taking strategies learned in the course. The answer sheet for the 4 NCLEX style questions need to be provided to me prior to the presentation and will include the correct answers, rationale, and the test taking strategy noted. There is a rubric for the project that we'll look at here in a minute so that you can review it when doing your project to make sure that you get all the points. So assignments for spring 2025 partner as well as the assigned NCLEX client need category for the assignment are listed on this project description handout. So management of care is going to be Ava and Kendall. And again, this is found in the NCLEX test plan. Safety and infection control, Callie and Taylor. Health promotion and maintenance, Eleni and Kana. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing anyone's name. Psychosocial integrity is Stephanie and Callie. Basic care and comfort, as well as pharmacological and parenteral therapies, are Emily and Morgan. And reduction of risk potential and physiological adaptation are Savannah, Audrey, and Blake. Okay, so now let's look at our rubric. The rubric, you get 5 points for identifying your assigned NCLEX client need category and describing that assigned category. Remember, that's from the NCLEX RN test plan, and the project description has a link to the test plan. So then you just look up your assigned client needs category. 5 points for identifying and explaining end of program student learning outcomes related to assigned NCLEX client needs category. So you can go in your NUR 1000 syllabus, look at your end of program student learning outcomes, and identify which ones relate to the NCLEX client needs category you were assigned. 20 points for creating 4 NCLEX style questions. Answer sheet with rationale has to be provided to the instructor. You want to be sure to identify which test-taking strategy should be used for the questions. So for example, during your presentation, you might have a slide that presents a question, and you give the students a minute to look at it. Then you follow up with the correct answer, the rationale for the correct answer, and the test-taking strategy that you learned in the course that can help the student answer that question. Include a variety of questions. Like you could have positive and negative event queries, prioritization questions, delegation questions, communication questions. 5 points. If all students are prepared and organized, all students are expected to contribute equitably to the presentation. That means student A isn't going to do 90% of the presentation while student B does 10%. And I will follow up closer to when the projects are due to get student feedback as to whether everybody in the group contributed equitably. If there are any issues, so your peers not reaching back to you, not following up, reach out to me. You obviously won't be penalized if you have someone in your group that's not working with you. If we keep going, the NCLEX client needs category and uploads and the program student learning outcomes are presented in a visual manner. This should be a video or a voiceover, PowerPoint, or something similar to that. Whatever it is that you're comfortable with. If you're not sure how to do that, hopefully your partner can figure it out. If neither of you can figure it out, reach out to me and I can give you some tips. Next, 4 NCLEX style questions are presented and then members of the group or group representative discuss the correct answer, rationale, and the strategies used, which we said. Presentation should be completed within 10 minutes. Total points for this project is 35 points. So again, this project, you're getting it now. You're getting this week to work on it. It's not going to be due until April 13th. So it's due April 13th, and that's also listed on the syllabus as being due on April 13th. You can turn it in earlier if you get it done earlier, but the due date is going to be April 13th. So use this week to get started on that, figure out, look into your assigned NCLEX category, figure out who's going to do what of the assignment, get those sort of jobs and roles established, decide who's going to be submitting the project. These are all part of the activity you'll be doing this week as well. And then as we go along, I'll check in with you probably next week or the week after. I think it's next week, just to see how things are going. But it's honestly something you could knock out this week if you guys are on it and want to just get it over with. So it doesn't make it sound great, but if you want to get it done so you can focus on other things. I just don't want you waiting until the last minute when maybe you have a test or other things that could be taking up a lot of time. So hopefully that assignment makes sense. If you have any questions or have any problems with voice over PowerPoints or making any sort of recordings, please reach out to me. Otherwise, I will be opening up your next module next week. Have a good week.